Hey everybody, it's Eric Meyer. I am here to walk through some data that my buddy who's brand new to Track Attack, Kurt, sent me, and he says, "Hey man, I'm new to data. Can I send you a file?" And I said, "Sure." So we're going to do that right now. So Kurt, when you're watching, this is for you, brother. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go open up a session. We got a whole bunch here. I personally like to. You can filter by drivers and all this stuff up here. And you're in here somewhere. Kurt, here you go. You got two files. Sometimes I just go right here and sort it and go to the K's, right? There's a bunch of ways to do this. Kevin, Kurt, and it looks like there's two different ones right here. They're Autobahn South. It says 16 laps, 13 laps, and they're both about the same, so it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick that one. I'm going to double click on that dude. Looks like it's downloading for the very first time right here because you just shared it on Track Attack. And she's opened it up. And wow, ended up in the friction circle. Brother, this is a friction circle. I'm going to make sure that I got one of these features turned on also, by the way. And that's not turned on, so I'm going to go down here. I apologize. To this and this. And where the heck is that? Time machine. What's that thing called? I apologize. I'm not being ready for this, guys. I'm unprofessional. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I did want to do this for you because he's on the West Coast and he's wanting to get involved in this. Where the heck is that? Mission control, numbers, pages. Screen brush. There we go. Screen brush. Show screen brush. And enter ghost mode. Awesome. Okay. So here we are, Kurt. This bold one right here, you can see this. This is hard to see. This is you. This bold one is the fastest lap that they always have in bold. And if we click on it, something shows up. And in this case, we're right here in this XY plot. And this XY plot is, this is the X. And this is the Y. You already know this. This is for everybody else, not you. Y is in the sky. There's X. And you'll see, if you see right here, these two channels are represented right here. Here and here. And that's what this is, right? So if we accidentally had something goofy on this, it would be wonky. It would be like, I don't even know what we're measuring here. Lateral acceleration versus logger temperature. Yeah, I don't even know. Versus roll rate. This is wonky. But so here's typically what we want to do. This is longitudinal. And this is lateral. And if you remember this, the program works like this. This is the zero axis that goes across here, right? Over here is acceleration. Down here is braking. Braking is negative. See the little negative? Acceleration is positive. So these are positive G's. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. These are positive G's right here. All right. Positive G's, and these are negative G's. And then here's our other axis right here. These are right-hand turns on this side. Well, hey, what's going on? And these are left-hand turns on this side. So as we're driving down through here, and it looks like there's a cluster of stuff right here, and we go to brakes, it goes boom up here somewhere, right? Up here in the about the 1G area. And then we come off the brakes, and it looks like it's kind of going like this. And it's kind of rolling around on the side over here in the 1.3 range, 1.4 range. Someplace over here, the 1.4 range. That's what a friction circle is. What I like to do, if I'm looking at it, I just look at the outsides of it, brother. And so what I do is highlight a whole bunch of these things like this, so all this is easier to see, right? And I just kind of look at it like this. What's the outsides of it? Looks like it's about right here, right? Honest right here, which is 1.5. Let's see. That's 1, 2, and that's 1, 6. That's 1, 4. That's 1, 3, and that's 1, 5. So this is all honest bit of 1, 4, and over here it looks like it's 1, 4. Yeah, pretty darn close. We also can see that the braking G's are negative 1, 1, and that tells me there's more in this car, because if it's Kurt, if you're doing this over here at 1, 4 and doing this over here at 1, 4, there's got more brake opportunity here. So you're being gentle on your braking efforts, because you're killing it lateral. 1, 4 is a lot of grip in your BMW. Okay, that's the first thing I see. So the first thing I'm seeing in this looks like there's some more braking effort, because most all track cars can do 1.1. You got a big monster, you should be down in here. Okay, I'm going to go over here to graph, right here. And graph says, hey, there's nothing on here. I'm going to get rid of all these squiggles because there's too many lines represented, right? You can see that right there. So I'm going to go to just click that bold one right there. You can see it's kind of bold. Just to click one, right? A little easier to see. And I'm going to get rid of some of these channels because everybody knows I just like the big three. So lat, long, and speed, and these are GPS generated. In other words, it's an external accelerometer that has uses GPS and does its calculations, and that's what those values are. So here we go. We got the big three, and we got Autobahn over here. And I'm going to hit this thing to turn off the map because for some reason Track Attack, the satellite picture for Track Attack, has that cloud in it all the time. So every time I go there, it's got a cloud on it. So I'm just going to do that, get an idea where it was. If you haven't been to Autobahn before, this thing right here is start and finish right here. And the track goes this way. There's turn 4, famous cambered corner, right? We go down through here, blah, 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 blah. But Kurt already knows that. And if you don't, you might watch a YouTube video to kind of digest it. So we're just looking at a lap. Kurt, you're brand new to this. What I like to tell everybody is longitudinal is your feet, and that's the gas pedal when it's above this line, and when it's below this line, it's the brake pedal. It's the easiest kind of way to start learning it. This would be neither gas nor brake. So this little guy right here, you kind of see it. That's really, well, let's find out. You ready? So what is that? We're kind of not doing either gas nor brake. It looks like there's almost one right here. Pretty close. Matter of fact, let's just find out where those are to kind of understand what that means. So we're going to go right here. And we're going to go right here. Right? Just to see what the heck that means. What does that mean when that line, those lines are pretty darn close there, right? When they're, so I'm going to take that cursor and I'm going to go here, and I can see right here in this trough for speed, right? For speed, looks like this little U trough right here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, look right here, because that's where this is, right? Which is the same guy that's over in here. What this says, and if you look at it, it's neither going up or down, it's going sideways, right? Do you see that, everybody? Do you see that guy right there? It's going sideways. It's going right like this. I'm going to go right over it. Right like this. Well, that's what's really happening down here. You can see that, and I'm going to write right over this right here. That little area right here, it's neither really braking or accelerating. And if you see why that is, that's because we're right in the middle of the corner right here. At the apex of this cambered corner, right? With a lot of lateral load. How much load? 1.3 G's. Go get them. Go get them, Kurt. Right? And we're at or near around 0 acceleration. So that means we came in here, which is right here. We got on the brakes, right here. We got on the brakes. Now we're kind of going 0, right? Because he's carrying in 1.3 G's. He's really huffing it at what looks like 90 miles an hour. Is that right? Let me clear some of this off here. I take that back. 83 miles an hour, right? Over here at apex, 83 miles an hour. And he's pushing it so hard, he really can't floor it because that would do the weight transfer to the back tires and would cause what? Understeer on the way out. And he would go right off the track this way. So he's coming in, he's braking. So here we go. Let's do that again. He's coming in right here. He's braking. Notice when he brakes, it's right here. See that? I'm going to show you that again. Kurt, everybody else. See this line right here? Right here. See that line right there? Look. This is speed. When this thing right there goes below this line, I'm going to change colors. When it goes below the line right here, the speed's going down. Do you see that? It's almost exactly. Right? Notice right here, yeah, this line's going up, but it's still below this line. So it's still braking, but at a lower rate. Because this line goes all the way right down to here. And then it kind of goes flat right here before it goes to throttle. Actually, before the speed increases right here. And the speed increases right here because guess what? Look, this line is above the 0 line, right? So what we know is this part right here is accelerating, right? And that has to do with right here. And this part right here is accelerating even when it comes down, right? And that has to do with this right here, right? And this big old dude right here, look, making sense? Switch gears. Again, this is Longitudinal G's. It's one of my favorite channels. This one right here. There we go. Making sense? Look at that right there. Right there, all the way down. All right? And if you look at it, this point right here, all the way up to that point right there. My line's a little bit off, but you get the idea. So that's what that is, right? Gas and brake. Just showing everybody how to understand these squiggly lines a little bit. So the relationship is in it. Right, I'm going to do another one of the apex efforts and kind of show you what that looks like. So I'm going to zoom in on this turn 1 combo right here. Again, we're going this way. Right? Is that making sense? This happens to be the start and finish right here. And if you remember that, the start and finish is represented right here on the track at the 0 foot marker. Distance in feet. You can change that to yards, to meters, to whatever you want. And all the way over here, this part right here is where the car is coming all the way around here, and it's going right here. So that's 1 lap, right? Start, finish, finish. Okay, so let's look at turn 1. We're going to look at turn 1 right here. Let's look at turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3. This is turn 3 at Autobahn right here. And again, we're going this way. Just want everybody to kind of see these relationships. So I'm going to take the cursor and I'm going to put it right here. See this down here on the bottom? I'm going to put it right here. That minimum speed. Okay? Think about what that minimum speed is for a second. You're coming into your favorite turn 1 corner, wherever it's a right hand, it's a left hand. Can you envision it right now? Picture it. And at some point, you brake and you get off the brakes and you haven't gone to gas yet. You might have your foot on the gas pedal and you're just pushing on it just a little bit so you don't slow down, but you're certainly not flooring it. Can you picture that? If it's a tight corner, can you picture that? That moment when you're doing that? If it's a big, long, higher speed turn 1 at your local track, can you envision that? Think about that. You come in and you're braking, you come off the brake, you go back to touching the throttle, now stop. You're not accelerating, you're not decelerating. That's what that is right there. That's your minimum speed. See that right there? I want you to see that. It's going to be right over here. That minimum speed is typically the apex location if you're doing that right. I'm going to suggest to you that if we went out to the track and we had a drone and we were right above him and we were watching him, that's his minimum speed, and that's his apex point. That point right there is if we can increase that speed, we're going to go faster. I want to show you something really interesting. Do you remember how we were talking about how we were neither accelerating or decelerating? Do you remember that? We're neither accelerating or decelerating. Check this out. Long G's. Here's right here. Watch this. I'm going to put the cursor right there. See that? I'm going to go all the way up here. Look at that. It's right in the same spot. We're neither accelerating or decelerating. Pretty wild, huh? And when we're doing that, we're going 48.9 miles an hour, which is down here, or thereabouts. Let's call it 50 miles an hour. We can tell right here that this line, I'm going to do a nice slow line. We can say that right here, Kurt is going to throttle, right? And he's still in throttle, and now he's in a little bit less throttle. I'm going to stop right here. And we're going to do this cursor again. Take a look at this little thing right here. See that little guy? Kind of goes up and kind of goes over and kind of goes up. That's what that means. Let's take a look at this up here. When this starts to go down, which would be braking, right? Right here at this point. Look at that. Same spot. It's going down right there. The relationship that I'd like you to see for longitude and speed is the relationship to this line of when it's above the line and when it's down the line. Because all of this right here is braking. And all of this right here is accelerating and throttle. Till it gets to that point, it's going through that point, but there's a momentary part in all of these. This is the part that usually people don't get. There's a momentary part of all of these that's kind of not doing either. See? Look at this up here. Ready? See right here? Right here, right? See that? Check this out. We're going to go all the way down here, all the way down right there. See how it's not either accelerating or decelerating? Right there too. That. Right there. Right? You want to pick one? Let's pick that one. See that? Those are corners, guys. Corner, corner, corner. Look at this. This is neat. I want you to see this. See this? It has a bend to it. Matt Romanowski calls that a hockey stick. I'm going to clear this out so you can see that. So there's a couple things I want you to see here. This is really good. And then we'll call it quits, just for a general introduction to what's going on. So I'm going to do my little trick here. And I'm going to show this point right here, right, is equal to, I already knew this point right here. All right, I'm going to change colors just so you can see this. I'm going to say, look at this thing. See how this changes right here? So see that? See how it goes like that? It comes down at hockey sticks a little bit. So we're braking a little less. This would be braking a lot, right? Because it's super going down. This would be braking, coming off the brakes. Right? So this point right here, check this out. Right there is right here. See that? I'm going to do a better circle. See that again? This point right here relates to this part right in here. That's what coming off the brakes would look like. Does that make sense? Here's another thing on the flip side of that. See this right here? So here's the speed going up, and then it kind of comes down a little bit, then goes up. Do you see it? Just make sure you see that. Right here. I'm going to make a line underneath. It's going to go up. It's going to come down a little bit, then it's going to go up. Okay? See that? Check this out. There it is right there. This just happens to be in a big old corner. Look at that. This is the lateral load. Getting a whole bunch of efforts. And where is that dude on track? Let's find out. And we'll do that, that, and that. I'll put the cursor right here. There it is right there. And that's, if we look down here, that is 59 miles an hour right there. Just a little bit of tap of the brakes, which is why that goes down. And then he gets on the throttle, and this would be a shift right here. See that? And you know how I know it's a shift? Because if you look over here, there's one. And if you look over here, there's one. And if you look over here, there's one. That is 90 miles an hour. So what is that probably in your car? I don't know. Is that going to fourth gear? Oh, is it going fifth gear? It's probably, I don't know. I don't know your gearbox. But you can see it you're probably redlining in and around in some gear right there. I don't know enough about your car. I suspect that's a 5-speed, and oh, coming out of there, 3, 4. You know, it's hard to say. Hard to say. Third, I'm saying that's 3 to 4. It could be wrong. Could be 4 to 5. I don't know. I don't know your car. Maybe 4 to 5. Who knows? You got a 6-speed. It's higher. If it's got a 5-speed, I don't know your box. There you go, Kurt. That was a little bit of information. This is what you do. You get something. You look at long. You look at lap. You look at speed. You look at track map over here. You got to look at these ups and downs, and you go, oh, because what you want to be able to do is go. What the hell's this? Right? Well, it's the same as this, and it's the same as this is what my hands are doing, and it's someplace over here. And it's someplace over here. It's this spot on the track. So just connect all the dots. Use these 3. Use the track map. Use this little cursor line. Highlight a lap. I usually highlight, most people highlight the just one lap, and just figure out where the heck you are. Don't go, how do I go faster? How do I go faster? Just figure out what you're looking at. It takes you a couple times, maybe about 2 hours. Do this like 4 or 5 times for 20 minutes at a pop, and it'll start making sense, and then you can go from there. Kurt, tear 'em up, my brother. I'm Eric Meyer, and everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.